Hey, Cowboys Nation, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because you don't want to miss any of our exclusive Cowboys updates. And trust me, today's video is going to blow your mind. The Dallas Cowboys have been the talk of the NFL for decades, and for good reason. As one of the most storied franchises in NFL history, they consistently attract attention both on and off the field. And right now, there's a huge storm brewing around America's team, especially surrounding their quarterback, Dak Prescott. Could it be the end of Dak's tenure in Dallas? The man who signed a massive $151 million contract extension in 2021, the face of the franchise, might be on the verge of being traded away in what could be one of the most shocking moves in Cowboys history. We've seen rumors swirling, whispers in the locker room, and news outlets picking up on potential trades, but this rumor, has reached a fever pitch that fans can't ignore any longer. The Dallas Cowboys might be looking at moving on from Dak Prescott, and the most mind-blowing part? The team rumored to be in hot pursuit is none other than their division rival, the Washington Commanders. Yes, you heard that right, the Washington Commanders are reportedly eyeing Dak Prescott as their next franchise quarterback, and the news has fans absolutely going crazy. With the Commanders having been in quarterback purgatory for years, this makes sense for them. They've tried multiple QBs, from Taylor Heineke to Carson Wentz, but none have been able to bring the team sustained success. Dak, on the other hand, has shown that he can put up impressive numbers during the regular season, and the Commanders, with their solid defense and growing talent, could see him as the piece that elevates them to playoff contention. But why would the Cowboys even consider trading away their $151 million QB? It's not like Dak has been bad for Dallas. In fact, he's had some remarkable performances, throwing for over 23,000 yards, 166 touchdowns, and leading the team through ups and downs. He's been a Pro Bowler and has brought the Cowboys to the playoffs multiple times. So, why now? The issue is, despite his impressive regular season stats, Dak has struggled in the postseason, and that's where the Cowboys are really feeling the pressure. Dallas has been to the playoffs several times with Dak, but they haven't been able to get past the divisional round in recent years. And with a franchise that's always in Super Bowl or bust mode, that kind of inconsistency can cause some serious doubts. Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, is known for making bold moves and taking big risks. We saw this when he controversially let go of Tom Landry back in the day, and we saw it again when he stuck with Jason Garrett longer than many fans wanted him to. Jerry Jones doesn't shy away from change when he feels it's necessary, and the Cowboys' recent postseason disappointments could be enough to push him to consider a drastic decision. Let's not forget the pressure to deliver a Super Bowl to Dallas. Jones has spent a fortune building a talented roster, and with defensive stars like Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs emerging as one of the most formidable units in the NFL, the Cowboys' window for a championship might be closing. The offensive side of the ball has its question marks too. While Dak has the talent to lead the offense, there are ongoing issues with the team's wide receivers, the inconsistency of the offensive line, and the struggles with the run game that make it harder for Dak to thrive. If Dak Prescott were traded, the Cowboys would free up a significant amount of cap space, which could allow them to bolster their offensive weapons and focus on other areas of need. There's also the reality of Dak's contract, which is one of the highest in the NFL. If the Cowboys were to make a trade, they would have a chance to reset their salary cap situation and potentially build a more balanced team moving forward. Now, let's look at the trade package that's been rumored. According to sources, the Washington Commanders could be offering the Cowboys a combination of high draft picks, potentially a first-round pick, a second-rounder, and maybe even a third or fourth-round pick for Dak Prescott. There's also talk of the Commanders sending over a veteran quarterback to Dallas as part of the deal. Some reports suggest that a player like Taylor Heineke could be included as a stopgap QB while Cooper Rush, who has been solid when filling in for Dak in the past, takes over the reins as QB1 in Dallas. This move would be a risky one for the Cowboys, no doubt. But it might also be a necessary one for their long-term success. Cooper Rush has shown that he can handle the job as a backup quarterback and even lead the team to wins in Dak's absence, but can he truly step into the starting role and elevate the Cowboys to a Super Bowl? That remains to be seen. Some fans are already calling for a full rebuild, especially if Dak is traded. With a young star like Micah Parsons leading the defense, the Cowboys might be in a position where they could afford to move on from a high-priced QB and build around their defense and future stars. The NFC East has been a division of intense rivalry for years, and the thought of Dak Prescott suiting up for Washington, of all teams, sends shockwaves through the fanbase. Commanders fans are licking their chops at the thought of adding a proven QB to their roster, while Cowboys fans are scrambling to process the idea of their franchise QB wearing enemy colors. This would undoubtedly change the landscape of the NFC East for years to come. The Commanders would get the boost they need at the quarterback position, while the Cowboys would have to find their next star, either through the draft or free agency. But it's not just the players and teams who would feel the impact. Fans on both sides would be torn apart by this trade. Imagine Dak Prescott, the QB who led the Cowboys to the playoffs year after year, now taking the field for the Washington Commanders, potentially leading them to glory in the very division he's had so much success in. It's a scenario that's hard to fathom, but it's one that could become reality in the near future. The trade talks around Dak Prescott's potential departure have ignited a firestorm across social media. Fans are voicing their opinions left and right, with some saying it's time for a change and others arguing that Dak should be given more time to prove himself. Some believe that a trade would be a disastrous move for the Cowboys, while others think it's the bold step necessary to push the team forward. But no matter where you stand on the issue, one thing is clear: the Dallas Cowboys are facing a crossroads. The future of Dak Prescott in Dallas is uncertain, and this trade rumor is only adding fuel to the fire. What makes this all the more dramatic is the timing. The Cowboys are just coming off a solid season, but the pressure is mounting for them to take that next step. Jerry Jones is getting older, and he knows that his window to win another Super Bowl is closing fast. The question is, can Dak Prescott be the man to lead the Cowboys back to glory, or is it time for a change? As we move closer to the offseason, all eyes will be on the Cowboys and what they decide to do with their quarterback situation. If Dak Prescott is traded, it would be the end of an era in Dallas and the beginning of a new chapter. Whether that chapter is a successful one for the Cowboys remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure: the NFL will be watching closely, and fans from all over the league will be eagerly awaiting the next move. As for Dak, if he does find himself in Washington, he'll be entering a new challenge. The Commanders are a team on the rise, and they've been one QB away from being a serious contender in the NFC. If Dak can perform to his potential and stay healthy, he could become the player that elevates Washington into a powerhouse. But if he struggles, the pressure on him will be immense, and the trade will be remembered as one of the most significant and controversial moves in NFL history. For now, all we can do is wait and watch. The Cowboys have always been a team that's synonymous with drama, and this trade rumor is just the latest chapter in the ongoing saga of America's team. Fans are on edge, the media is buzzing, and the future of Dak Prescott in Dallas remains as uncertain as ever. Stay tuned, because as we've seen time and time again, anything can happen in the NFL and in the world of the Dallas Cowboys.